There's one group of people breaking every single one of those laws, and that's the Palestinian Authority here.
Essentially, Oslo, what they created with Oslo is the same thing they created in the Arab states around, is a area that's completely rid of Jews. People talk about the ethnic cleansing that Israel's trying to do. Now, that happened in all the Arab countries. They ethnically cleansed all of those countries of Jews living in those areas. And Israel did not do that. There's Arabs and that's what makes this not an apartheid state, is that Arabs can hold any position that a Jew can hold, all the way to government, to doctors, to lawyers, to anything, and they do. They all hold those positions. But what they created in Oslo is a Jew cannot come into Nablus here, in there and work. It actually, today on the books, Israel had to pass a law saying it was illegal for Jews to go into those areas because it was for their own good, for their own safety. Otherwise, they may be killed. Even though, according to Oslo, Jews were allowed to go into those areas, and the Palestinian Authority was supposed to protect the holy sites. Like, for example, here in Nablus is Joseph's tomb. So holy sites, they're supposed to be allowed to go into, to visit. And because of security risk, Israel had to pass a law that they couldn't. And the only time they go in there is with a military escort in the middle of the night now, which is nuts. But that's the only time they can go to Joseph's tomb. And it's vandalized on a regular basis. As the same with Rachel's tomb, with a lot of these, Joshua's altar, that's been a big one lately. That's the same situation in these areas. All right, so zooming in here a little bit. We've got that, you're seeing how this is working. The Jewish community, so this is Bracha, this is where we're at now. You have Yitzhar, Itamar, Alon Moreh is over here. Those are the four Jewish communities around Shechem, or Nablus. Biblically Shechem, but modern day Nablus. Those Jewish communities are there. You have what's called the Fayad Plan. The Fayad Plan was introduced in 2009. 2009. There's a guy named Fayad that put in this plan. It's a whole economic plan, a whole deal for the Palestinian people. At first glance, it looks like somewhat of a good deal. For the Palestinians, they're actually trying to develop their country, trying to do a lot of things. But you read a little bit deeper into it, you start understanding the whole motive behind it is to actually get the Jewish communities out, to eradicate them. And one of those plans is to create a circle around every Jewish community to landlock them into this area. So you'll see a lot of development between cities that they're trying to connect the cities and close the circle around. The problem with Oslo is that technically Israel doesn't have a lot of authority to stop it. And that's what we're seeing now on the ground. We are here. This is our campus here. And this is, obviously, you can see you got area B, A, no Jews allowed to build or work in those areas. That's what we're looking at. Jews are only allowed inside of area C, which would be this area. Now, Arabs are also allowed to be in area C. Technically, it's supposed to be with the approval of the military that they can come and work. And a lot of them actually even have private land in area C, which is not illegal. It's not, Oslo, they allowed for that, for them to have private land inside of those areas to be able to work it and do different things. But that's, so on the Israel side, you have both parties in area C. On the Arab side, once again, you don't. Let's jump into the Fayad plan here.
Everything you see outside of the color is all illegal Arab building. So if you look here, this is all in Jewish land.
Yeah.
Given this is state of Israel, all of this right here. Outside of the colored areas, wherever you see buildings all the way around, right here, all of this.
Yeah.
It's all completely
building illegally. They don't have a permit to build.
There's no permit to build. And that's the difficult thing here is, I call it international opinion, because that's ultimately what it is. It's international opinion, is that there's no international law that says that Jewish building in Samaria is illegal. That's not a law, it's an opinion that some international bodies have. And international opinion is that if a Jew builds in Judea or Samaria, the West Bank, it's illegal. It doesn't matter if they have the right building permits, if they're building zoning, all of that, if everything, all their ducks are in a row, it's still illegal under international opinion. International opinion, if an Arab builds without any permits, without anything, it's automatically legal. That's international opinion. It's automatically. It doesn't matter. They could be squatters taking a piece of land that's even privately owned by Israelis. International opinion says that's legal.
Like
for
according
Arabs
to the Oslo Accords, this Jewish community is completely legal because it's in the Jewish area. According to the Oslo Accords, if everybody wants, that's the international law that everybody's talking about for this region. Who's actually abiding by law? The Jews. You will never, and not anywhere on the entire map will you see Jews building in an area A or B. It doesn't exist. On the other hand, you see Arabs right here, and this is 20,000 acres of Israeli state land in Judea and Samaria is being built on by the Arab communities that have zero regard for the actual laws that were put in place by the Oslo Accords. So when everybody gets all crazy about it, about international law, there's one group of people breaking every single one of those laws, and that's the Palestinian Authority here.